right, let's get right into it. The Livestream studio first guest, Tappan Shaw, who's the principal at PepsiCo Venture Group. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for the cushy first slot.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad to have you here with us. So, PepsiCo Venture Group. This is it's a little bit different from in terms of how it's structured within the company. Can you just tell us a little bit about the mission and the focus and how it's structured within the architecture of PepsiCo?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are, in the most simple way, the venture capital arm of PepsiCo. So we are investors managing a portfolio of companies. We're looking at snacks, we're looking at beverages, and we're looking at kind of other things outside of that, like beyond the bottle and like our SodaStream acquisition. We're looking at technologies and really thinking out of the box for PepsiCo. We're more of a strategic function than a classic finance function. So we report into our global chief venture officer, Jim Andrew, and we operate with a mission to think outside the box.
And you guys you have a nice little independence, I think, so to sort of find those new opportunities and sort of explore those innovations.
Yeah, we do have independence, and I think it's a trust that the organization has put in us, but a lot of it has to be us, knocking down doors and kicking the tires on a lot of different ideas and circling back with our business units and leadership on understanding kind of how our opportunities fit into a broader strategic focus.
Well, I imagine that can be a lot of fun in a lot of ways to sort of look at these opportunities and sort of, it seems like there's a big canvas for you guys to explore. So how do you guys evaluate those opportunities?
Absolutely. So it is a lot of fun. We, as PepsiCo, are we're a data-heavy company, so we have access to lots of data. So we're really, understanding performance and category opportunities and kind of what the world looks like. But we do things like classic venture capital funds, and other investors do. We really spend a lot of time to get to know our founders. We spend a lot of time understanding their team build out, what their needs are in the future, and then in particular how we, as PepsiCo, and our unique set of resources can really benefit these companies in the short term, medium term, and long term.
Now, over time, have you found that your evaluation process has changed? Are there things that are more relevant in 2019 that maybe they were in previous years when you guys are making those evaluations?
We're always evolving because we want to make sure that we're staying close and building partnerships that fit within the dynamic of what we as broader PepsiCo want to be doing. So we don't want to, we're not freestyling at all times. We really want to be operating with operating symbiotically with what the broader mission of the organization is.
Absolutely. Well, tell me a little bit about the North American Nutrition Greenhouse program. I mean, that's been growing. It's now, I think, going into its second year.
Yep.
I guess just that it's always a big learning process when you start something like that. What are some of your big takeaways from the first iteration?
Absolutely. So first of all, on the good side, it is the excitement from entrepreneurs in being able to interface and spend time with the people at PepsiCo. I think it was beyond anything we were prepared for last year, which is great. And we just announced last week our second greenhouse class. We're calling it the Greenhouse Accelerator. And I think that for us, the real pleasant surprise was kind of the positive effect it had inside the building. The mentors and the people within the organization that really didn't have the exposure to entrepreneurs and kind of the spirit and the energy that entrepreneurs bring really infected people inside PepsiCo and really just got people at all levels of the company thinking differently, and we want to keep doing that with this next class that we're taking applications for now.
So these entrepreneurs are coming in and energizing you guys and giving you a lot of that entrepreneurial spirit. They're giving that to you. What are you guys sort of hoping to, or what do you sort of try to give them in terms of the value?
Absolutely. We want them to come out of our program really with a set of fundamentals, everything from their operations and kind of making and selling their stuff to how they look at their team and how they look at leadership and marketing and branding. We really want to focus on building a strong business and helping them kind of have a strong foothold for the future. And I think it's, for us, we have a lot of experts, and a lot of that expertise can carry itself to startups from a large multinational like PepsiCo, and being able to see it live and see the value that the entrepreneurs take from somebody who hasn't worked with a startup before is incredible, because there's a lot of incredible lessons that we know we can deliver to those entrepreneurs.
That's great. I mean, that's so important, and that's so awesome that you guys are not only bringing in, giving your advice and expertise, but it's really encouraging to see that you guys, PepsiCo, one of the biggest companies, is getting that energy and getting that really sort of that injection of spirit from these entrepreneurs.
Absolutely, it is something we should be doing, and I think that it can be, and it is a two-way street. And we want to be doing. We want this interface. We want this unique world, the one that we're living in here. We want to bring that to the company, right? We do a lot of things really well, and we do things at scale. But the uniqueness of the world that we operate in is different, and I think we're excited to bring it internally. And I think that the things that we do as a large organization, I think that there's an excitement that we bring to the entrepreneurs as well.
No, I mean, looking around, we've definitely seen the rise of incubators and accelerator programs in recent years. Do you guys sort of, does that come into play in terms of how you think about developing your program and sort of what's in the competitive landscape, as it were?
Listen, we certainly know what our peer set is doing, but ultimately this is something that is very, for lack of a better term, personal to PepsiCo, and it's something that is, by design, it's very PepsiCo focused, and it's been developed with our organization in mind, not reactive to what our peer said, what our peer accelerator incubator programs are doing.
And if you had to sort of distill, what that is, that unique Pepsi sort of point of view for sort of working with these brands, how would you do that?
I would say that we have a very, very unique worldview. In the micro, meaning how we're operating kind of up and down the street with our, with the power that we have from a DSD side on, in snacks and in beverages. But we also have a worldview in how we're looking and approaching building brands globally. And I think that we have all these experts that we're bringing into the mentor program, and that view from the day-to-day, but also kind of the worldview that they're bringing to our entrepreneurs is, I personally think that spirit is very unique to PepsiCo.
And I wanted to ask you a quick question, just sort of shifting gears here, but sustainability, we've heard a lot about that. Pepsi has been very active, along with some other major brands, in sort of making commitments to that space. How does that sort of become more of a factor in evaluating the opportunities for Pepsi?
Absolutely. So we just announced, we just released our first sustainability report, and we announced our first global chief sustainability officer. And our CEO has been very vocal about sustainability, as a key priority, and what we want to be, in the next number of years. For us as the ventures group, I think that that's a lens that we want to make sure that we're adding to potential partnerships, potential investments, and I think it's a positive one, and it's one that we're applying to Greenhouse. It's one that we want to make sure is top of mind because we know it's important organizationally.
Absolutely. A quick question: did you have a chance to check out a little bit of the new Beverage Showdown?
I haven't had a chance to, but I'm excited for the rest of the day and tomorrow to see what everybody's presenting.
Awesome, great. Any quick piece of advice for any entrepreneurs out there? Any people in the audience maybe watching?
I would say any entrepreneurs out there, make sure you understand your numbers and know the basics of your business. I should be able to ask you any question about your businesses, and you should be able to answer it, know it inside out, and that is a great way to evolve and make sure that you know what you need to be focusing on, and getting the feedback from industry experts, whether they're investors or from multinationals or other industry luminaries.
That's a great piece of advice. I watch a lot of Shark Tank. They always say, know your numbers. So, Tabin, it was great speaking with you. I'm sure we'll see you around.
Awesome. Thanks
Fantastic.
for the time. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that bell.